Hello, bonjour, bonsoir. Euh, Soyez le bienvenu une fois encore. Là, pour ce cours aujourd'hui, nous allons essayer de terminer l'étude qu'on a commencé quelques semaines passées en ce qui concerne les phonèmes françaises. In this study, welcome you are looking at the last section of our French language uh, phonemes studies. On a déjà parlé des voyelles, surtout les voyelles simples, orales, les voyelles composées orales, les voyelles nasales. On a entamé au niveau des consonnes, les occlusives, les constrictives, et puis on a parlé des sonates. Dans ce cours, nous allons essayer d'aborder ce qu'on appelle les semi-voyelles, les semi-consonnes. We'll look at the phonemes in French or generally. We have seen the simple oral vowels. We have seen the compound oral vowels. We have seen the consonant. We've seen the nasals, vowels, the consonants, the occlusive, the constrictive, and the sonant. This video is dedicated to the last section of French language phoneme, and there are three. Il y en a trois phonèmes qu'on va aborder ici, et ces phonèmes sont très indispensables. Ces phonèmes sont formés de voyelles. Ces phonèmes n'ont pas de consonnes ni de voyelles. On les trouve au milieu de deux. C'est-à-dire, c'est un mélange de deux ensemble. So we have three phonemes in French that are neither vowel nor consonant. On les appelle semi-voyelles, semi-consonants. We call them semi-vowels or semi-consonants. In this particular video, we're looking at these three phonemes. I want to see how far we can go to ensure that you get proper understanding that grasps their usage. These are sessions students have issues with generally. So I'm going to share my screen as I always do in the course of this particular class. So you just follow through. If you have the textbook, we're using Grammaire Progressive, Niveau Intermédiaire, and we are coming to the last section, the last two chapters of the entire textbook. The other previous studies on the textbook, you can find them on our YouTube channel. They are there, and you'll see quite a lot of things there. So let's have it now as we share together. Les semi-voyelles ou les semi-consonnes. They are semi-vowels or semi-consonants. These phonemes are important. And because of their importance, we are looking at them exclusively on their own. So as we look at what we have on our screen, the very first thing you're going to take note of is the fact that the semi-vowels and the semi-consonants are phonemes that, once again, are neither vowels nor consonants. But these phonemes exist in French. And to use them properly, you must understand how they are formed. To start with, they are formed from what we call the vowels. And these three phonemes, we can track them back to three oral vowels. And from there, they can be derived. That's the easiest way to master them. So we have what we call the wa, the we, and the yi. Wa, we, and yi. These are the three types of phonemes we are dealing with. More, voyelles. We pronounce the semi-vowels and the semi-consonants faster than we pronounce our normal vowel sounds. You are going to see as we take the examples soonest. So they are pronounced faster. They are very fast in their pronunciation. That's the first thing to note. Now, les semi-voyelles, semi-consonnes, on les prononce rapidement. Rapidement, qu'on les voyait. When they are pronounced, generally, we can simply say, lors de leur prononciation, on nous laisse l'air un passage relativement étroite, proche du bruit. The air is very, very close to a sound. It's not like your vowels. You see it in detail as we go on. Now, three of them exist in French, which I've mentioned already, and they are the wa, they are the yi, the we, and then the yi. Let's begin with the we. You have this phoneme in the oral, you, you. Now, what gives us that phoneme u is letter u on its own. L-U, U, like liu, L-U. To get the semi consonant, we have what we call Louis, for example. This is the phoneme, we. Now, from the U we have the U here, we add an I to it, it becomes we. So from oral, it becomes semi-vowel as we add an I to the U. Now, the next one is U. This is the phoneme U, orally. The phoneme U, au niveau de phonème des voyelles orales. When you add the I to that particular U, to get this U, we need O U generally to get that. Now, when you add I to that, what you are going to have, you will move from voyelle oral to semi-voyelle semi-consonant, become we, we. So you have this in that context. We have, as you can see on your screen, u, we have Luis, Luis, we, Luis. The next one is from E. This is E in the oral vowels. Now, when you have that E and you have another vowel after it, it gives you what we call Yi. Example, you have Leo, Leo. So these are the three types of semi-voyelle, semi-consonant in French. We have number one, the we, the wa, and the yi. And all of them are formed from the u, the u, and the e of the oral vowels. So to really grasp these ones very well, you must certainly master the first section of phonemes we looked at, which are the orals, the vowels. Now, let's take more examples of them before we come to look at some recordings very soon. Look at what we have here. We have alinisia, for example. Alinisia de syllabes ou après une consonne, ce sont très brefs, ne forment qu'une syllabe avec la voyelle qui les suit. That is, they constitute just a single syllable in a word. Example, we have we have we have you, we have Louis, we have Luis, we have Leo again. So you find that there are merely one syllables at the end. Now, at the end of a word or before a consonant, you would have the yi, which is the yod sound, the yi, and it also forms a syllable at the end. Take for example, we have pareil, pareil. Now we have pareillement. In this context, EI followed by L give us that particular phoneme. Then I have ILL followed by E give us that particular ILL, giving us that Y in this context. So these are the various ways they are realized. We are going to take them one after the other. On va les entamer l'un après l'autre, on va les étudier. Mais avant de faire cela, il nous faut généralement d'écouter quelques enregistrements pour que nous puissions, d'une façon véritable, souligner la manière que ces sont prononcés. Là, on a deux tests à écouter. We have two recordings to listen to. One is for the wa and the we. The other is on the ye. After looking at them, we're going to pick them apart and discuss each of them. So we'll begin with the very first one, and that is the phoneme we and wa, the we sound and the wa phoneme. These two phonemes are what we're going to begin with right now. So we'll play the recording now and let's see how far and how much we can deal with it. So tester un. So we'll pick the very first test right now, and then we'll listen to it as it plays. So the emphasis here is to look out for, number one, where you have the wa sound, and number two, where you have the we sound. That is the emphasis. So let's listen to the recording now.
Un. Difficulté. Test 1.
Okay.
Un. 1. Loire. 2. Lard. 3. Loup. 2. 1. Nuit. 2. Nuit. 3. Nu. 3. 1. Enfoui. Enfui. 2. Mouette. Muette. 3. Louis. Lui. 4. Bouée. Buée. 1. Où s'est-il enfui? 2. C'est une jeune mouette. 3. C'est à Louis que je parle. 4. La buée me gêne.
So you could see from the various from the particular recording we just listened to right now, you see these two phonemes. We have loi, la, lu. We have the wa in loi. That's the first thing you have there. Then you have for the next one, we have the phoneme nui. We have the we there. We have ni, new. So we have we here, we have wa here. When you come down here, you see them used interchangeably in that context, telling you that these phonemes not only exist, but they actually are present in a lot of ways you're going to be coming in contact with. So you have to master the pronunciation. We will take the second one now to see how the yi phoneme is articulated, and then we'll move on from there. So let's listen to this next recording and see how the yi, the yod sound, is brought to the fore.
Test 2. 1. Brou. Brouille.
Oi.
2. Ta.
Ta,
Taille.
taille, taille,
3. Sommet.
sommet,
Sommeil.
sommeil,
4. Gentil.
gentil,
Gentille.
gentille,
1. Rouille est ma couleur préférée. 2. Quelle est votre taille? 3. Je cherche le sommet. 4. Vous êtes très gentil avec lui. 1. Roulons.
bouillon,
Roulions.
bouillon,
2. Prenez. Reniez. 3. Marchons. Marchions. 4. Travailler. Travailler. 1. Nous voulions partir.
nous voulions partir.
2. Vous prenez un café?
Vous prenez un café, present tense.
3. Nous marchons vite.
Nous marchions vite.
4. Vous travaillez trop.
Travailler trop. Either of them could go. So from this particular recording we just listened to, you'll find out that the phoneme yi is from different nouns. But my emphasis is on the second aspect. We have verbs in that context, the present tense of the verb, and the imperfect tense for form of the verb. Now you find out that the imperfect term of the verb at the level of the nu and vo possess this yi phoneme. So if you must pronounce and speak very good French, you must master how these things are pronounced. So that's the emphasis for this particular recording we just listened to. So having said all this, we want to take them one after the other. So we're taking the first two together that we had for the recording, the wa and the we phoneme. So let's read this together now. You can repeat after me on your own. Monsieur miroir, sur miroir, monsieur miroir, marchand, habite, mort hier soir à Paris. Il fait nuit, il fait noir, il fait nuit noire à Paris. So you see nuit, you see noir, nuit, noir. Give me those two phonemes. You have miroir and soir. So these phonemes, how are these phonemes realized? We are going to come to that in a jiffy. Let's look at more explanations now. For this particular wa phoneme, the tongue is very much at the back. It's a short, it's like close to that U we have. You know, we add I to become wa. So you have for this other one, the tongue also is at the front, lui, wa. So you see the difference there. Now, both of them, we have the lips arrondi. You see, they are closer to vowels. So we're using vowels term to classify them now. Très arrondi is very round, and then you have très fermé for both sound. They are close to the U. Remember U we dealt with the other time, and E combining together to form of these phonemes. So these are the simple explanation on how these phonemes are produced, how they are produced. So having established where they are produced and how they are produced, the next thing is to understand what we call the graphy. Now, if you're following the course, we always do this. For the graphy, letter O, U plus a vowel gives you that phoneme. Example, mouette, mouette, mouette. So that will give you the wa. O-I-N also give you this wa. We have, for example, moi, loin. Let's say law, loi, L-O-I, loi. So these are various ways of getting these phonemes. And you want to take note of them because over time, you'll be using them. They should be part of your subconscious. For the other one, the we phoneme, what you have is U plus a vowel. The other one is OU plus a vowel, or OI, or OY, loyer, foyer, soyez le bienvenu, for what? But this one is UI. Example, wheat, lui, suis, je suis, the verb être, je suis. So it gives you that particular phoneme. Since having looked at this graphy, the next thing we'll look at now is some few more examples. So we'll take some more examples to buttress our point and see how these phonemes are actually realized over time. So we're looking at three phonemes at a go. Number one, we're looking at this U, we, and E. So U and E combined together gives us we. So it's a combination of two vowels. We're going to look at that. Then we're going to come to the next one. We have moi and we. We'll just look at the example on that, which is for number two. And then we'll go on to other examples as time permits us in this lesson. So let's have the first one now so that we can run, and that's our enregistrement numéro 494. We want to play it now. So we're listening to the recording and we'll take it together and see how far we can actually go with this. So just listen now and focus on the sounds the way they are pronounced once again.
Leçon 45. Louis, lui.
Louis, Louis.
Exercice 1.
Okay, now begin.
1,
Pew,
I.
puis, pi,
2,
Su,
su,
suis,
suis,
si.
si,
3,
Roux,
roux,
roi,
roi,
rat.
rat,
4,
Ou,
ou,
oie,
wa,
pas.
pa. So you could see the progression. We have u and a giving us wa. We have you and e giving us we. So these are very important things to take note of when you are as you are studying for your exams, whether it's TCF or a student is in school, it's very important. Let's have the next recording now.
Exercice 2. Exemple.
moi je suis pour.
Moi, je suis pour.
Okay.
1.
Moi je suis contre.
Suis à moi.
Moi, je suis contre. 2.
Moi je suis contente.
Moi, and suis again.
Moi, je suis content. 3.
Moi je suis mécontente.
Moi again, and suis.
Moi, je suis mécontent.
So just seen a vivid display of the phoneme, how it works. I'm going to play one more phoneme, that's a Carson 99, so that we can see more examples. One more recording to be played before we go to the next phoneme we have to deal with. You are seeing the we and the wa phoneme come into play in this context. So let's have this together now.
Exercice 5. 1.
C'est pour Louis?
C'est pour lui. 2.
C'est chez Louis?
Okay.
C'est chez lui. 3.
C'est à Louis?
C'est à lui.
C'est à lui.
C'est à lui.
4.
C'est avec Louis?
C'est à Louis.
C'est avec lui.
C'est avec lui. Now, what you find out here is the fact that these two phonemes are still juxtaposed. We have Louis, 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 Louis for those four. We have Louis, 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 Louis. So we have the Y here and then the we phoneme here. Let's take the last recording for this section, then we'll go to the next phoneme and we'll be done with our phonetic lesson for this series on grammar progressive. So let's have the recording now.
Exercice 6.
Okay.
1.
Je crois qu'il fait nuit.
Croix, nuit. That's what you have before them.
Je crois qu'il y a du bruit.
Croix and bruit.
3.
Je crois que c'est la pluie.
Croix, pluie.
4.
Je crois qu'il est minuit.
Croix, minuit. So you can see that these phonemes vary. They are phonemes that we use every now and then in the sense, and you can't really shy away from it. And as you practice with them, it gets easier by and by. So with this, we are going to look at something else, another phoneme altogether. And with this phoneme, we are going to be looking at the last phoneme in French language phonemes. And that is the phoneme yi, the yod phoneme. So we'll look at that one very briefly before we end this lesson. And then we'll take a lot of examples to ensure that we actually captures that. I want to see the different way that phoneme is realized, and then we're going to look at it in details. So pay more attention. It's a bit more complex than the previous first two semi-vowel sounds we just looked at. This is a bit more complex. So let's have the screen shared once again, and let's have the phoneme displayed, and then we can begin to discuss it together. So let's have the phoneme now as I bring up the screen. So one more time, remember that this phoneme is very important. And look at the words ba, by, bailler. We have le soleil mouillé, de ce ciel brouillé. Pour mon esprit, on les chame si mystérieux, de ces traits yeux, très yeux, brillant à travers your lamp. So you see that phoneme revolving around the yi in soleil, mouillé, in ciel, in mystérieux. You see it in briller, you see it in brillant, très, you see it in yo, brillant at last. Now, let's describe this phoneme like we've always done for other phonemes. This yod sound, yi, we have, is close to e, of course, but it's very short because tous les phonèmes, semi-voyelles, semi-consonants sont très courts qu'on les voyait oral même. So it's very shorter than that. And la langue est très en avant. This is an anterior sound for that matter. And le dos de la langue est relevé. That's for that particular phoneme. Now, the thing is, what are the graphies? It gets interesting here. We have G, Y, est une semi-voyelle. How do you realize that? And when it is semi-consonant, how do you realize that? So it revolves around vowel and consonant. Now for the vowel, when you have letter I plus a vowel, you have that particular phoneme, yi. Y plus a vowel, you have yi. Example, ciel, you. That is at the level of vowel because it's semi-vowel, semi-consonant. So you have I plus a vowel, Y plus a vowel, and you have that sound yi in ciel and in what? You. At the level of consonant, it operates more. You have number one, a vowel, followed by IL at the end. A vowel followed by IL at the end gives you like travail. The A is the vowel, IL after it gives you that. Now you have the vowel plus I double L, another one again, plus a vowel. Example, the verb, travaille, je travaille. Travail, work, travail, a verb here. When you have two consonants plus I plus a vowel, example, crier, it gives you that phoneme. When you have the consonant, a consonant plus ILL plus a vowel, example, bille, brille, you have it. When you have the vowel plus Y plus another vowel, as in payer, you have that phoneme. So you see the phoneme operates at the level of consonant and vowel. That's why it's called semi-vowel, semi-consonant. For the vowel, I plus another vowel, Y another vowel. For consonant, vowel plus IL at the end of a word, travail. Vowel plus ILL plus a vowel, another word again, travail. Two consonants plus I plus a vowel in crier, you have that. You have a consonant plus ILL plus a vowel gives you that in brille and brille. So bille and brille. You have vowel plus Y plus vowel as in payer, you have those consonants as well. But there are also exceptions of consonant plus ILL plus a vowel. Example is ville. You cannot say ville. Mille. You cannot say mille. Tranquille. You cannot say tranquille. So note those exceptions. Ville, mille, tranquille. Those are not pronounced as ye. So these are important for you to note as far as this phoneme is concerned. Very interesting phoneme. Students always have issue realizing it or doing transcription on it when it comes to exam. But if you note this, you are good to go with transcription exercise as a student. Now, to make it more interesting, let's take a couple of recordings and listen to just appreciate how this sound is realized. We've looked at the graphy already. Your own should be how to identify. Look at the phoneme, the words, look at the graphy that gives you the phoneme and keep practicing with it. So let's have the first one, the first example we have there. That is 508. enregistrement 508, and then we can take it up from there. Let's go.
Leçon 46. Bas, baille, bailler. Exercice 1.
Okay, let's start.
Il brille,
Brille,
il brillait.
brillait.
2.
Il travaille,
Travaille,
il travaillait.
travaille.
3.
Il cueille,
Il cueille,
il cueillait.
il cueille.
4.
Ça mouille,
Ça mouille,
ça mouillait.
ça mouille. If you look at this section before the words that we read, they give you the phonemes that combine. We have E and E, brille. A plus Y, we have travail. We have E plus Y, cueille. We have U plus Y, we have mouille, mouiller. So these are very, very important things to note. So you can see the combination of different phonemes with oral vowels giving you that particular phoneme to make it semi-vowel, semi-consonant. Let's take the next one and appreciate this phoneme more. Let's have that now as we look at these further examples. So we look at the next recording together.
Exercice 2. 1.
Vous dormez,
Vous dormiez. 2.
vous rêvez,
Vous rêviez. 3.
vous vous couchez,
Vous vous couchiez. 4.
vous vous levez.
Vous vous leviez.
So what we just witnessed here is the fact that you can actually have verbs also giving you that ye. I mentioned it initially. You see, vous dormez is present tense, présent de la négative. This one is vous dormiez imparfait. The I here makes also have that ye. Same for rêver and rêviez. Coucher, couchiez. Lever and levier. So the imperfect form of the verb at the vous level and the nu level always give us the ye phoneme. Whereas in the present tense, it doesn't give us that ye phoneme so far. So these are interesting examples, and I trust you've had a wonderful time going through all of them as the recording was playing and listening to the exercises. The final thing I want to do now, I want to play one extra recording, and then we are going to sum up all we have done so far. I'll just play one more, and then we'll sum up all we have done so far as this study is concerned. So let's have this phoneme in this section. We're looking at this number 5 here. I try to repeat after the recording, and as form of practice, it's important you do that to master it. So let's have it now as we go on.
Exercice 5. 1.
Aïe, j'ai mal à l'orteil.
Aïe, j'ai mal à la toile, à l'autel.
2.
Aïe, j'ai mal à l'oreille.
Aïe, j'ai mal à l'oreille, oreille.
3.
Aïe, j'ai mal à la cheville.
Aïe, j'ai mal à la cheville, cheville.
4.
Aïe, j'ai mal à l'œil.
Aïe, j'ai mal à l'oreille. So you see the phonemes, and with this, we are going to wrap it up now. So all we have done in the series of phonetic progressive is to ensure that we look at all phonemes in French. We'll look at their description, their place of production. We'll look at the graphy that gives you the phoneme. And if you master the graphy, you will be able to do what we call la transcription. Now, the phoneme is what we use to represent the letters. When you write the phoneme instead of the letters, the graphy, you are doing what we call le coup de la transcription. Having said that, I want to wish you a very interesting time. Keep going over the videos, study more. Follow Up Community loves you. Nous sommes très contents de vous avoir ici. Nous sommes très ravis que vous avez suivi cette leçon jusqu'à ce moment. Et pour le moment, on va dire bonjour, bonsoir, bonne nuit, au revoir, au Wiedersehen. À la prochaine, we are going to have some other series coming up. And we're going to be doing more of just interactions and practicals and analysis in the course of our next phonetic lessons. But for now, we're giving you the complete package. All you need to know about French phonemes, how to pronounce them, the grapheme that gives you those pronunciation, and how you can use them to speak better French and understand better when people speak. So for the moment, we love you from Flow Up. I was saying, enjoy studying French. Remain in the channel. We have good things on grammar there. Lots and lots and lots of things are coming up and you're going to enjoy it. For now, au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye.